Hello, welcome to NIW Approved, a YouTube channel that is geared towards providing you with immigration information for your transformation. Welcome, welcome, welcome. My name is Gertrude Onuoha. I am licensed to practice in the state of New York. I represent clients all over the 50 states and outside the United States. Now I'll hand you over to a special welcome message from this channel. Thank you.
Welcome to NIW Approved, your ultimate guide to navigating the National Interest Waiver Green Card process with confidence. Hi, I'm Gertrude Onuoha, ESQ, an immigration attorney with years of experience helping professionals like you achieve their dreams through the NIW Green Card process. Whether you're an engineer, scientist, artist, or entrepreneur, you're in the right place. Here on NIW Approved, we provide expert tips for building a strong case, real-life success stories, answers to your most pressing questions, and actionable strategies to navigate your NIW journey with ease. Ready to take the next step in your immigration journey? Hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications, and join our growing community of professionals turning their expertise into approval. Don't just dream it, get it approved. Subscribe now, and let's make your NIW success story the next one.
All right. Thank you all for joining in today. It's going to be a wonderful time. Thank you. Thank you. And if you're here this afternoon, I would like to meet with you. I would like to celebrate you. I would like to greet you. So please put your name down and just say a hello. And you can also tell me where you are joining from. So today I have something very important I want to talk about, and this has to do with our goals. Many of us were on a journey, right? And the journey is to get the green card. That is the journey. So you need to know some things when you're starting to embark on a journey. You don't just go on a journey. You need to get the right information. You need to know where you're going. That's number one. You need to know how to get there. And then you need to know things that can even stop you from getting to where you're going. That's what a wise man does. And today I'm going to talk to you about some winning strategies, okay, on how to get your green card in this era under this Trump administration. You need to know some things that will help you. You need to know some things that can hamper your journey. And you need to know some things that will really, really accelerate your journey. And you need to know how things work. So these are information that will really, really help you and accelerate you to where you're going to. So sit tight. If you have any friend, if you have any relative that needs to listen to this informational session this afternoon, get them right here, right now, so that we can talk about this. And at the end of the session, I will take your questions as usual, and we're going to have a wonderful time here today. So I have a little PowerPoint that I'm going to use in discussing these strategies that really enhance your chances of getting your green card in this administration. So without further ado, I will dive right into it. Now, of course, we all know that this is just an educational session, and if you need me to be your lawyer, if you need, you know, like for me to understand your case, you would need to reach out and, schedule a consultation. And by the way, I'm going to be saying something about the consultation today. Yeah, let's move on with the slides. So, before we even get there, I just want to say that we had this wonderful case that we won, and I'm so excited about the case. It's an EB2 NIW green card, guys. I'm very passionate about the EB2, and this client, she is a petroleum engineer. I'm going to be talking more about this case in the coming weeks, and we were able to get her the EB2 green card. Just last week, she picked up her green card and was so excited. Can we move the slide? So I'm very thankful to God for that. And I just want you to know that your green card is a possibility. You can get your green card if you do what we tell you or take certain steps that will really, really enhance your chances. So, just a little thing about my law firm. The law office of Gertrude, of course, is situated in the wonderful state of New York, and our expertise is in the area of immigration law, and we are very client centered because our practice is centered on clients' success. We want our clients to really get their green card or whatever they're hiring us for, whether it be deportation, you're trying to, get that deportation case dismissed. We've helped tons of clients with dismissal of these deportation cases, with getting their green cards, whether it be family-based green card, whether it be even employment-based green card. We really, really help our clients get their green cards, and we work with you to the very end. We stick with you to the very end. So we're very centered on our clients' goals. And of course, if you need to contact me, just go to our website go-attorney.com and schedule a consultation. So right now we're doing a promotion on our consultation. The first 30 persons that we schedule consultation today or within this weekend, Saturday and Sunday, we will be giving a discount. Okay, so as we talk now, you can go to my website, go-attorney, schedule your consultation. By Monday morning, the discount will be over. So just take note of that. And by the way, if you have not subscribe to this channel, please subscribe, like, and share. Our goal is to help you get to that final bus stop of getting your green card. Listen, guys, talk is cheap. Anybody can talk. But the question you always want to ask is, what proofs do you have? We have lots and lots and lots of proofs. We have evidence, okay, of individuals who have come to us with difficult cases and been able to help them. And I'm very excited to talk about these cases. And that's why we have this channel, to enable people know what they can get. You understand? So let's move to our slide. We're going to be talking about some strategies. Why are we talking about strategies? A wise man talks about strategies. Strategies are like your bridge, right? You want to get to the other side of the aisle, you need to get there. But how do I get there? What is the plan? How do I navigate this NIW journey? How do I navigate my green card journey? Guys, you cannot be ignorant about something that has huge consequence. You cannot afford to be ignorant, not even in this era. Maybe you could be passive in the former one, but in this era you need to be well informed. Because see, your green card has huge impact upon your health. I'm telling you, the number one cause of depression among immigrants, especially the undocumented one, is when they don't have status. You wake up in the night and your heart is palpitating. You're not happy because you don't have status. You could be picked up. You could be deported right now. So why is this topic important? Right now we're seeing increased immigration scrutiny, right? We're seeing more deportations. People are being picked up, expedited deportations. People are being shipped back to wherever they are coming from. You understand? So you cannot afford to be ignorant. You cannot afford to say, oh, okay, whatever will be, will be. No, you have to be proactive. You have to take some steps to really help you navigate this journey. And I'm glad that you're on this platform, you're on this channel this afternoon. It tells me that you really want to be successful. Another reason why we're doing this is that we've seen also individuals complain of denials. You understand? Denials of their green card. So just because your EB2 was approved, or maybe your I-130 was approved, or maybe your asylum case was approved, that does not necessarily mean that you're going to get the green card. Because getting the green card is one thing. I mean, getting approved for a petition is one thing. Getting the actual green card in your hand, mailed to you or through your attorney, that's something different. So that's why we're having all these sessions, to educate our community about the importance of really being on top of your green card application or your immigration journey. All right, let's move on. So now, what are some ways that we could get a green card? You can go through the family-based pathway. You can go through the employment-based pathway. You could go through diversity, visa, lottery pathway, depending on your country. You can go through the humanitarian pathway. And of course, the last one is called continuous residence since January 1972. I think, I don't know if we have anybody who would even qualify for that last one. But I think the first four are more, practicable, where if you have family, again, I'm talking about these things in a very generic sense. Each of these could be a topic that we could dwell on for even 1 hour or 2 hours. But I'm just saying, especially for our international student community, right? You're coming to this United States, you don't know what is out there. But I'm telling you now that marriage is not just the only pathway to the green card. Most people think that getting your green card is only through marriage. No, guys, that's not correct. There are lots of ways through which you can get the permanent residence here in the United States. Okay. And if you need more information, definitely give me a call or schedule an appointment. Guys, I told you guys that we are going to give a discounted slot for the first 30 people who schedule an appointment for either their green card application, your EB2, your asylum, whatever your case may be. Go to our website now. We have a promotion that's going on, go-attorney.com, where we're giving a discounted consultation fee. And this is only for the weekend, Saturday, Sunday. By Monday morning, we're done. We're going back to our old rates. All right. So now we know the different channels through which we can get our green card in a very broad category. Then the next thing is, what are the ways? What are some strategies that can help us? Guys, we need strategies. We want to get to the green card finish line. What are some strategies that can really help us? So we'll go to our next slide so we can see the strategies. And in discussing the strategies, I will also discuss the challenges. Okay, you need to know what the challenges are. You need to know what the pitfalls are so you can navigate it. And that is where getting that information puts you ahead of the pack, because most people, they're not looking for the information from the right source. They go to the wrong source. Some roadside people, somebody tried something, trial and error, maybe it worked or it didn't work. Now they are feeding on them. No, this is the right source. This is where you get the authentic information. So we're going to look at some challenges that individuals could really face. Number one, where we may see some challenges like increased vetting, longer processing times. For the EB2, we're seeing longer processing time. Even for asylum cases, we're seeing very long processing times. Some cases have been sitting down there for over 5 years, over 6 years. You understand? And then these things become a source of challenge to a lot of people because they're not moving forward. People want to be settled, you understand? And then we see some shifting policies with immigration. And then we even see some legal barriers, right? Like, I know during the last Trump one, we had these public charge barriers. These were problems. There were travel bans, right? And even though right now I'm not even aware of any travel ban, but I'm telling you that traveling, especially for an international student or even somebody who has overstayed, is a big challenge. Okay, so if you have any issues with your status when it comes to traveling, that's a red flag right there. Maybe you have overstayed, or maybe you have even violated the terms of your visa. In that case, you must not proceed with your case. You must put a pause and talk to the expert, talk to an immigration attorney. You can talk to us and we can help you with that. So let's look at the actual winning strategies now. Thank you very much. Okay. So, number one thing that will really help you when it comes to your case, and listen carefully because this is where the rubber meets the road. One thing that will truly help you is number one, before you schedule or before you put in any application, especially in this era, you want to check your eligibility. You want to ensure that your qualification matches the requirements. And I'm going to say a thing or two about that. And this has to do again with the concept of sitting down with an attorney and doing the consultation. I don't know how to explain this, but I'm telling you that you may think that, okay, if I do a consultation with an attorney and I have to pay some money and that's going to really affect me. But can I tell you that sometimes we are penny wise and pound foolish? Because when you sit down and pay that little consultation fee, what that would help you do is prevent you from even putting a premature application, right? Some applications are not mature, they're not ready. You don't have all that it takes. Because guess what? For every immigration benefit, there, the government has already highlighted the requirements. So before you even throw in that application, you want to make sure that you meet the requirements. Why would you submit an application where they're telling you you have to have A or B, and then you don't have A or B, and then you put in the application? You already set yourself up for failure. Now that application is going to sit down maybe for a year, for 2 years. I don't know. If it's an asylum application, it's going to sit down maybe for 3 years, 4 years, five. I don't know. Again, how long it takes. Every case is different. And then at the end of the adjudication, you get a denial. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense. You always want to sit down with the expert. You want to sit down with an attorney like myself and then lay out what you have. Spill out your beans. Okay, this is all I have. This is what I'm thinking. What do I qualify for? Guys, I've seen people who came to my office for one thing and ended up with another thing. They came either maybe for their spouse or their partner or their children. And then at the end of the day, they ended up being qualified for something. Because when we do the assessment, we're not just one way, because we're looking at the only thing that brought you. We're scanning through your portfolio. We're looking at different benefits that matches with your case. And then we now you know, tell you what you qualify for. And guess what? Even when you don't qualify for something, especially for the EB2 category, guys, we tell you what to do to qualify for something. So it's very important that you know whether you're eligible for something before you even make that application. All right? All right, let's go to the next winning strategy. The next winning strategy, we're still on the winning strategy. Let's go back to the slide. So you want to make sure that your documentation is complete. You want to make sure that your documentation is complete. That's very, very important. Now, if your documentation is not complete, you may get a request for evidence or your case may be denied. So you want to really make sure that you're submitting the accurate document. Also, you want to make sure that you get legal support. Not everybody can self-petition. Not everybody can handle their case themselves. Not everybody has the capacity to do that. So if you feel that you don't have the capacity, then seek for legal help. And sometimes you may think that you know what you're doing, but we've seen a lot of cases where people end up, you know, hiring an attorney. So I mean, I feel like immigration is so important that I would say, work with somebody. You understand? Just so that you get that support. You want to know what forms, you want to know where the application is being sent to. It could get very, very complex. Okay. So that's something. Then you also want to maintain status. You don't want to be an overstay. Who is an overstay? Somebody who entered the United States without with a status, and then they overstay their welcome. All right. Or somebody who entered without inspection. So you don't want to be without status here in the United States, because guess what, if you lose your status, for some of the benefits you might not be able to adjust into your green card or permanent residence status. And of course, you want to stay updated. And how do you stay updated? This is a platform through which you can definitely stay updated, because we continue to provide information, build community, and connect with support networks. Very, very important. If you're an international student here, we have a network that's called International Students and Professionals for Christ. I'll try to put the link at the bottom. You need to be in a community where you can hear something that's uplifting, where you can talk to other people in this era. This is not a time to be a lone ranger. This is a time when you need to be very active. You need to be in a community. You need to find out what is going on around you. Talk to people, talk to the right group, talk to lawyers, and then find out what you qualify for. These are some strategies that will really, really, if you can just try to do some of the things that I've told you today, that is, check your eligibility, make sure you have accurate documentation, maintain your status so that you don't have an expired status by the time your application is approved. I'm telling you, these things will really up your game and really help improve your chances of really getting an approved green card in this era. So these are some things that I felt will really, really help us. Again, I just want to say that um, you need to go to my website, pick up your phone right now, go to go-attorney.com, and then schedule that consultation, talk with an attorney, and then let them know what you need. And it's the consultation is anywhere between 30 minutes to 45 minutes, but most times we even spend more than 45 minutes, because we really go in depth to figure out what you are all about, especially for our EB2 cases. Is so important. So pick up your phone right now, go to my website, go-attorney.com, schedule a consultation, and I will see you there myself. I'll be the one to discuss your case with you. I'll be the one to look at your case. We break down this case. We look at the strength of your case. We look at the weakness. We're able to tell you your potential, the likelihood of your case being successful. Now, this is what I have to say today, and at this time, I'm going to start taking questions. I don't know if anybody in the audience has any question today on immigration. Definitely very happy to. Shola Abere. Okay, let's see what you've got. What if you came in your master's program, decided to do your PhD? Would that be considered, would, will that be considered expired status? What if you came in for your master's program and decided to do your PhD? So I think we're missing something here in this puzzle. Definitely, you enter the United States on F1, right? So normally they will give you 60 days of grace when your status is about to expire. So the thing is this: if you want to proceed to your PhD, you don't want to wait until the brink of your master's program, right? So at the end of your master's, you have the opportunity to take advantage of the 60-day period, then depart the United States. You also have the opportunity of doing what is called OPT, depending on whether you've taken advantage of the OPT before. But let's just assume that you haven't. So your optical practical training is something that will give you 1 year or 3 years, depending on if you're in STEM, right? So, if you plan to do a PhD, you want to start that process and get your updated I-20. Again, for international students, you always want to work with the International Students Office, the DSO. Okay, so if your plan is to do a PhD, don't sit down in the corner of your room and say, I want to do a PhD and that's it. No, my dear, that would be too costly. You need to get up, go to your international students office and let them know your plan. You will need to apply for that PhD program. probably make 2 or 3 applications depending on what you want to do, or just to your school. You will need a new I-20 for that. You will need to work with your international students office. Listen, if you don't work with them and there's a lapse in your status, then you would have violated your immigration status. And the problem with violation is this: ignorance is not an excuse. Let me tell you something about immigration. We that are lawyers, we go for training. We go for conferences year in year out to keep abreast with the law. Then tell me about an international student that is just coming to the United States. Sometimes the international students, they don't get it right, even in their international students office. Sometimes clients have come to us, nobody told me. Okay, nobody told you. Ignorance of the law is not an excuse. Do you understand? The international students office is supposed to help you, but if they don't help you, or maybe if you don't ask, or maybe they send you something, you didn't read everything they sent to you, then we've seen a lot of students really getting into problems, termination, and all that, because of lapses in either information or ignorance. So, Shola, definitely you want to start that process quickly. You want to make sure that you get your updated I-20. You want to get that admission and make sure that there's no lapse in your status. Okay. All right. I'm going to take the next question. How do you prepare for a successful EB2 application? How do you prepare? How do you prepare? That's a very good question. That's a very good question. That's a very good question. So, I mean, there are lots of things we do in life we have to prepare, right? The first thing I would do is to, get information about the classification. You understand? The EB2, employment based category 2. Are you self petitioning? Are you going to have an employer that's going to file for you? Those are questions you want to ask. And then you want to really make sure that, okay, do I meet the criteria? You know, and the thing is this: you sitting down there and just deciding that I meet the criteria can be highly subjective. You understand? One way I would suggest, and I keep saying this, even for us as attorneys, we never take EB2 cases blindly. We don't do blind dates with EB2 cases, or even immigration cases. We don't do any blind dates because there are rules that govern these things. Do you understand? So we always want to check if the client qualifies. So I recommend, my dear, go to an attorney, pay the consultation fee or whatever they are offering, sit down with them, and let them see what you have. I had a consultation yesterday with a PhD student, and we really took our time to look at all that she had. We looked at all her credentials. You want to look at the research, you want to look at conference presentation, you want to look at the work experience, how long, you want to look at the eligibility criteria. Okay, so you want to check your advanced degree. Do I have an advanced degree? Do I have a bachelor's degree with 5 years of work? Do I have a master's degree? Do I have a PhD degree? We have seen people who are undertaking their PhD programs, and then they apply for NIWEB2 based on a program that is still ongoing. You're going to get an RFE straight up. You're going to get an RFE, right? So you want to check your degrees and see how you are eligible. Now, if you're a self petitioner, meaning that nobody is sponsoring you, then you also want to check whether you meet the national interest waiver argument. There are 3 of them, and you must meet all 3. You must meet all 3 requirements. Now, some persons may just say, oh, okay, I qualify for this, I can meet this one, I don't meet that one. And then you submit the case and you get a denial. And the problem with a denial sometimes that these cases would have been pending for some time, and then and your status is about to lapse. You're making the application, you're about to leave the United States, you're done with your masters, the case is still pending, and after about 7 months or 8 months, you get a denial letter or an RFE. And at that time, you're under severe pressure because you're just 13 days away, maybe, from leaving the United States. And all your hope has been on this application, and now you are under severe depression and you don't know what to do and you're running from pillar to post. Guys, it doesn't have to be that way. One of the girls that just got her green card I was talking about, hopefully I'll be able to talk about the case next week. She is still doing her PhD. Yeah, she's still doing her PhD because she started the process early, and she spoke with a lawyer, she spoke with me, we did the consultation, looked at the case. She's a geologist, came to the conclusion that wow, you meet the um requirement, and voila, we did the case. She hired me in 2023. In less than 2 years, she has a green card in her hand. That's the beautiful story. That's the transformation, because now she can really compete in the marketplace as either a master's degree student or even a PhD student. So you really prepare by doing that consultation with an attorney, and then you gather your documents. So that's the fun part, fun in quotes. When it comes to immigration, you really have to gather documents because they don't know you. They don't know you, right? You are the one who say you qualify. The law says the burden of proof is on the applicant. You are the one who say you qualify for that benefit. Then you are the one to prove your case. That's what it is. So if you don't prove your case or you don't gather the right document, guess what? You're going to get an RFE or a notice of intention to deny or actual denial. So you really want to make sure that you get those documents that will really support your case. And yeah, you want to make sure that you put in the right filing fees. You want to make sure that you submit at the right place. There's just so many components to these things. Sometimes I would say save yourself this headache, let the lawyers do the work, and just rest, and then they will do the heavy lifting, and then you get, your approval. Any more question? Can someone file two different EB2 applications at the same time? I mean, okay, why would you want to file one benefit twice? Why would you want to file? So again, are we talking about an employer filing for you and then you filing? Okay, those are two different things. Okay, because there are times when an employer can actually file the EB2 for you, right? And then you petition yourself. Guess what? If an employer is doing it, the burden of proof for the employer is different from that of the self petitioner. The employer is not required to show a national interest waiver argument, right? But you, as an applicant, that's self petitioning, you are required to show, you know, the three arguments in the Danasa case, which is the national interest waiver argument. So I'm assuming that probably that's what you are asking about, but I would get more information on this question. So you can reach out to me, go to my website, schedule a consultation. Let's talk more about the case, and we know the nitty gritty about the case. Trust me, immigration, sometimes we need to find out every detail because every detail counts. Okay, when somebody is making two double application for the same benefit, there's got to be something going on. All right. Okay. Must someone have a publication to file for EB2? Shola, that's a beautiful question. Beautiful, beautiful question. Again, I have my own special way I approach EB2 cases, right? I've been doing this now for about 14 years and I've been very, very successful. Um, Publication is a very good evidence, piece of evidence to add to your case. It's a top-notch evidence. Why do you need publication? There are many ways publication can be really useful. Number one, it shows your achievements, and the fact that it's even published, it shows that you've done like great work. It shows expertise. Okay, it shows you have sort of influenced the field. So you can use that piece of evidence even for prong one to show your expertise, how you've really worked in that particular field. to really bring about a change or whatever you're recommending, right, in that publication. Now, for even prompt two, you can use it to show your expertise, your influence in the field, your achievement, prior successful projects, right? So, publications are amazing and they are a very strong piece of evidence. Having said that, I wouldn't say because I don't have a publication, I'm not going to apply, right? Again, it comes down to what is in the portfolio. What do you have? Okay, what do you have? I don't have a published research, but I have research that is written that is not published. That's evidence. It just goes down to weight. Believe you me, we've even used people's assignment, class assignments. Again, I can't tell you that it's this one thing, right, that got the case approved. But at the end of the day, there is that holistic analysis where we're looking at the totality of the evidence. Somebody may not have so many published work, but they may have a lot of Google citation. They may have loads of certifications. They may have loads of achievements, right? They may be engaged in some funded research. You see, so I cannot tell you that because you don't have one published, you don't have a published work, that means your case is dead. Neither can I say because you have one published work, you're going to win the case. Again, it just comes down to that consultation has to happen. That analysis has to be done. That assessment of your strength. Where is the strength of the case? What do you have? Okay. I was telling you guys I did a consultation yesterday for a PhD student, and she didn't have that many publication. I took on the case. She didn't have that many publication, maybe like one or two. I think two, one or two, yeah. But then I'm looking at other things, conference presentations, certifications, her experience, work experience, the subject matter of the conversation, right? So I can't base it on one thing. You just have to look at everything. So Shola, I ask that you schedule that consultation. And we have a very wonderful promotion going on. Please take advantage of it. By the end of the weekend, we're going to take it off the table. Book your consultation and we'll be able to really, really delve into your case so that we can have a very holistic understanding of what is going on. Okay, Mr. Moses, is proposed endeavor required for EB1? Absolutely. You have to have a again, I mean, how are you going to even have a conversation on EB1 or EB2 if you don't have a proposed endeavor? You understand? Let me tell you something. If you don't know the proposed endeavor of your case, I can assure you that you are likely to get an RFE or a denial. Again, if you even know your proposed endeavor, but the way it's written and crafted and scripted, right? The USCIS does not understand that proposed endeavor. You will get a nice RFE requesting for evidence. You will get a very nice long letter on that because, and how do you know that they don't understand your proposed endeavor? When your letter of your request for evidence is very long from beginning to the end. Because the truth is that if your proposed endeavor is not clear, every other thing just fall. It's a domino effect. Every other thing will go down because really the entire case is built on the proposed endeavor. Then the question that you want to ask is, what is the proposed endeavor? What is the proposed endeavor? So your proposed endeavor, I always tell you guys, is not necessarily your industry. Maybe I'm an engineer. My proposed endeavor is is engineering. No, your proposed endeavor sometimes is not even the work that you do, your employment, what you're doing currently in your employment. It depends. It depends. Sometimes we have to sit down to try to figure out what that proposed endeavor. Because guess what? The proposed endeavor is something that flows through the entire case. It is like a thread that goes through the entire case from beginning to the end. You never want to play with the proposed endeavor. So for like EB1 case, where, for example, they say, oh, you have to have like scholarly articles where you have made significant contribution. How are you going to prove that you made contribution if you don't discuss your proposed endeavor? How are you going to have that conversation? How are you even going to have the conversation that you've substantially contributed to the United States? How are you going to have that conversation if we don't know your proposed endeavor? And another thing is that your proposed endeavor is not even your what your friend calls her own proposed endeavor. So we've seen people, copycats when it comes to the EB2. Don't ever do that. Don't ever be a copycat in EB2 because every case is different, every experience is different, the educational pursuit is different, even though both of you are in the same field and in the same school. Your background completely different. Listen, I've been doing this for 14 years. We've touched cases in the art science, engineering, biomedical science, all sorts of cases. I'm telling you that there are no two cases on the face of the earth that are the same thing. So if you are the type that will copy the proposed endeavor of A to use in the work of B, you just set yourself up for failure. So your proposed endeavor is that thing that you're coming to do here in the United States. Okay, the problem you are coming to solve. You understand? So crafting the proposed endeavor is part of what we do during consultation. I'm telling you, if you get this proposed endeavor wrong, the chances of your case being denied is very high because these cases are only approved when the USCIS understand them. Okay, you might be an aeronautics engineer, right? And hey, that's wonderful. But if you're going to write something that nobody understands, or you have a proposal endeavor that is not clear, guess what? You get in an RFE. All right. Any other question before we wrap up for today? Any other question? Thank you all these questions today they've been so wonderful. What options if denied? Okay, so is this which denial are we talking about here? But let's just say any immigration case that gets denied. Well, one thing with the USCIS is they are kind enough, they sometimes give you options, right? Some of the cases you might be able to reopen, some of the cases you might be able to appeal. If it's not appealable, they're gonna let you know. But I will say this: when your case get denied, that's the right time to go talk to a lawyer, right? Especially if you did it yourself. That's the right time to sit down. If you get an RFE, that's the right time to go talk to a lawyer. So, guys, I want you to pick up your phone right now, go to my website, schedule that beautiful consultation, and I will be in person to analyze your case, break it down, help you figure out your talking point, your proposed endeavor. Look, these are the things that will really enhance your case. Don't just sit down in the corner of your house and try to figure it out by yourself. Let somebody help you figure out. You need somebody who is objective, somebody who is doesn't know you, right? They can look at it objectively and play the devil's advocate and help you determine the success of your case. So without further ado, I just want to thank everybody. My website is go-attorney.com. Go there right now and get the consultation. I'm giving out 30 discounted consultations between today and tomorrow. So take advantage of these consultations and you will see a transformation in your immigration journey. Okay, guys, thank you all for joining. It's been a wonderful afternoon. I really enjoyed your questions and I look forward to consulting with everyone later this week. Oh, I see somebody asking a question. The proposed endeavor, do you still have to be involved after getting the green card? What does this mean? I'm not sure I understand that question. Let me understand you. Wilson, do you want to break down that question or you want to talk to me privately? It says the proposed, do you still have to be involved after getting your green card? Well, let me see if I understand the question. So are you saying that do we continue with our proposed endeavor after we get a green card? Guys, one of the things you tell the government in all of this is whether EB1 or EB2 is your future intent, right? You tell them what your plans are. Again, I do understand that things can change, but for the most part, you are telling them your plan, right? Okay, I'm going to like to, start a consultancy. I'm going to go into academia. I'm going to go into industry. You want to be upfront and be honest, right? There is something called forthrightness. There's something called you are asking for a green card because you're coming in to do certain work here to advance the United States. So I would think that you would continue with that proposed endeavor, right? That's the expectation from the government. That's the expectation. Okay. Okay. Schedule your consultation right now so that you can take advantage of our discount promotion. And I look forward to seeing you all. God bless you. Thank you, and have a wonderful rest of your day.